14 WILI and 95.3 FM presents Hometown Threads, a closer look at our community and the people that make it go. Every week, you'll hear uplifting stories from our local businesses and our neighbors. Now, here's our host for Hometown Threads, Keith C. Rice.
Welcome into episode 89, E89 of Hometown Threads, as Roddy McCumber would say. It says we have Roddy's wife in here. We'll get to that in just a sec. Episode 89 of Hometown Threads on 14 WILI and 95.3 FM, Willimantic Today Facebook, the WILI Radio YouTube channel, Spectrum 192, Facebook. It'll probably be all over Facebook. Keith C. Rice Facebook page. I said Willimantic Today. Betsy's on Facebook. It'll probably be on Betsy's page. Betsy Petrie joins us as episode 89 of Hometown Threads. And of course, brought to you by Liberty Bank, be community kind, with 3 great local locations. Across the street from the radio station, 679 Main Street, Willimantic, West Main Street and Gateway Commons, and Route 195 in Mansfield. Liberty Bank, be community kind. J. Matt Rupar, if you'd be so kind, say hello to the fine folks.
Hello.
And, of course, one more sponsor for Hometown Threads, a podcast sponsor. You can listen to all our great talk programming at WILI.com. And big thanks to the Hometown Threads podcast sponsor. That'd be Tripoli Pro Clean Services. So here we go. Episode 89, or as Roddy would say, E89. Welcome in, Betsy Petrie.
I'm really happy to be here today, Keith.
And, we finally got you here. And Lebanon Volunteer Fire Department. You've been, how many years with the Lebanon Volunteer? Did I say it right?
You did. 38 years.
38 years. Is that a record?
Perhaps for me, but not for others. There's people there that have been there. We're going north of 62 or 63 years.
And who are you?
Bob
who are those
Cady.
people? Oh, Bob Cady.
Alan Olenek,
Okay.
both, and John Lyon, all 3 of them very senior members of the fire department.
Wow, so you got 3 of them in the
Yes.
60-year range.
Yes.
Wow.
Well, Bob is 63, then Alan and John are probably closer to 48.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, still a long time.
It's a long time.
So, Lebanon native, right? Because Betsy goes back with my family as well. So, yeah, tell us where you're from originally.
Sure. So I'm not actually a Lebanon native. I wasn't born and raised I was raised in Lebanon, but I was actually born in Tripoli, Libya, Africa.
Ooh, I did not. All the years I've known Betsy, I didn't know this.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So my dad worked for the oil company on the Sahara pipeline, in the Sahara Desert. My mother was an English teacher. They met in Indonesia, and my 2 older brothers were born there once my parents settled down. And then they took a job in Tripoli, is where we lived, and myself and 2 younger siblings were born there. So we moved to Lebanon, Connecticut from Tripoli, Libya in 1967. And my family bought the house on the green that's right across from the Congregational Church.
Really?
That's the honest truth.
Wow, I love
We
it.
had a little stint in Beach Pond while my parents were looking for a house big enough for 5 kids, 10 friends, 2 adults, 35 cats and dogs, and whatever else you brought in, right?
Wow.
So that's the story.
Now, why do they choose Lebanon, Connecticut again?
My understanding is that my mother's parents lived in Albany and her brother lived on Long Island, so she felt it was 3 hours between each. So nobody would be showing up unexpectedly. But close enough, if you had to get somewhere, you could, but far enough away, you'd have to think about making the drive.
Well put.
Wow.
And how old were you again when you came over here?
I came here when I was 7.
So you basically are like a native.
In Lebanon,
In
yes.
Lebanon, yeah.
True. Very true.
So, okay, you're a 7-year-old growing up in Lebanon. I'm assuming all the Lebanon schools, right?
So I went to schools in Lebanon up and through the 9th grade, and then 10th, 11th, and 12th I went to St. Bernard's.
St. Bees.
Yeah. And then I went off to college in Massachusetts, and after that I came home and worked locally, been involved in town activities since I came home from college, and did stints on Board of Finance, the Board of Education, and currently on the Board of Selectmen.
What's been your favorite role in all those little positions
The
there?
Lebanon Volunteer Fire Department is my favorite role.
Yeah. I'm sure you got a ton of stories too, right?
Some not able to be told, but yes,
Yeah.
ton of stories. Lots of good though. Lots of very good.
Saving
things.
lives. Yeah.
Just being part of a community really is what the real theme is there for the fire department. Really been involved.
Has that building always been there on, now I'm drawing a blank. What's the name of the road again?
Ocean Hill.
Yeah,
No,
so
the fire department started at the intersection of 87 and West Town Street. Three Bay Garage, I was not a member there when it started there. That's in the 40s. It then moved to its present location in the mid-80s. And it's
Okay.
been at its current location in the 80s.
Gotcha. Now let's talk a little about the husband, who's obviously, as I mentioned, at the top of the show was our guest for episode 25. Proud proud Hometown Threads alum, and loves monitoring his views on YouTube. Is what we're talking, because the show is on YouTube, and you could see, oh, that show has a. So and I thought Roddy was joking. Roddy McCumber, of course, also a member of the Lebanon Volunteer Fire Department,
Yes.
and also still driving the van for the Lebanon Senior Center,
Yes.
right? But we were just talking before the mics and the cameras went on that Roddy really enjoys seeing where he stands as far as the number of views for episode 25.
Yes, he does. On a regular basis, he'll look to see what his views are in comparison to other views.
Okay.
And perhaps we'll see where this show ends up that we're doing today. And I don't know if I'll beat him or not beat him, but we'll see.
Well, let's have a little fun, because this is why I brought this up. So let's get. Did Roddy tell you today where he stands? Because he checks it every time. Come on, you must know the number, Betsy.
I actually do not know the number.
We're just having fun. But listen, we should have a little competition. And I will have to look that number up. We'll see if we can get Matt. You gonna look
I'll
it up?
look it up for you.
Matt's gonna look it up right now, and we'll see over time if Betsy can actually, get kind of close to her husband there. I want to guess before Matt said. I'm gonna say, when do we do this?
Well, 50 episodes
So
ago.
so 50, 60 episodes. So
One a week.
was he watching it to make sure the views go up? That'd be cheating right there.
I think he tags it every time he opens it, right? And doesn't that roll up the numbers? I think that's how.
How does that work?
I'm not sure.
I
That's the
think
one who
that's how the
uploads it.
metadata works on those things. Yeah.
Anyway, we'll get a number in a second, and we'll just have to have some fun. See if we can get the number up there for Betsy. But how long you guys been married again? Sorry.
8 years. Sorry.
Hey,
Sorry.
I do the same thing. Don't worry about
What
it.
year was that? It took us a little longer to get to the altar, and that's okay. We both had things going on in our lives, and
Tell the story, or do you
well,
rather not? It's okay.
we
a nice
met
story.
when. So I worked at the 911 dispatch center as a part-time employee in the 90s, early 90s. Very part-time. Worked here in the city with a real estate firm. Did the 911 center as a part-time opportunity. Loved it, and then I took a different position at a company in Tolland. And Roddy was actually my trainer, we were. That's how we met, and we went years before I knew there was anything more than he was just my trainer. So I'm a little bit dense on some things.
But didn't he? And you met we got a number here. 200?
200
I
views.
thought it went higher than that. Okay.
Exactly 200 too.
Exactly 200.
Well, he'll bump it up.
I was gonna say, did it hit 200? Because he knew. Oh, geez, my wife's getting in there. I better at least get to 200
You're
then.
right.
All right, we got to beat 200 views.
That's it.
Well, at least it's probably gonna be a little higher, but once this show
Right.
gets uploaded. But anyway, didn't you guys used to communicate on the what do you call it? The hand
radio.
The radio.
So I was always involved in the fire department in Lebanon, and Willimantic was our dispatch center. So I would, sign on the radio when we were going to a call, which is a requirement when you're out on the ambulance or a fire truck. And he would be the dispatcher on duty. And he was apparently bashful and didn't choose to acknowledge me, but had his partner acknowledge me.
It's such a cute story.
Oh, it's cute. Yeah.
You should make a movie out of it.
No.
Anyway, Betsy Petrie
don't.
from the Lebanon Volunteer Fire Department is with us. Episode 89 of Hometown Threads, brought to you by Liberty Bank B Community Kind, here on 14 WILI and 95.3 FM. Another reason why Betsy's here, and we will get to it, coming up December 7th, which is just about a week away, coming up this weekend, December the 7th, Saturday, 2 to 8 p.m. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, is this the second annual?
So it's the second annual light parade, but it's the first time we've combined all these things into one day.
Okay, boy, it's a heck of a day here. And we'll get into all the details in just a sec. But it's this Saturday, December 7th, 2 to 8 p.m. You guys call it the Lebanon, Connecticut Winterfest or just Winterfest?
Winterfest.
Okay. And I'm just kind of getting a bird's eye view of what's going on. And they have a lot of stuff. So we'll definitely spend some time on that. I want to go back to your family for a second because I was just so intrigued. All the years I've known you and how you came over here. Are mom and dad still?
No, they're passed.
Oh, they passed.
My father in like 85, and my mother in 95.
Okay. And what did they both do again?
My mother was a teacher, so she taught students in other countries in the English language.
Yeah.
And then my dad was a oil pipeline engineer.
And the siblings, where are they now?
One is in California, one is in East Haddam, and one is in North Carolina.
Okay. So what year were you? You were on the Board of Selectmen, and you did that from when to when in Lebanon again?
So I'm presently on the Board of Selectmen.
You still are, yeah.
I've been on the board for the last 3 years, be finishing up in 3 years. The charter changed, so the Board of Selectmen is 5-year term now. Correction, there's 5 members on the board, but and the terms are 4 years. So I've been elected for a partial term and then elected for a full term. Prior to that, I was first selectman for 4 years.
That's what I was thinking.
2015, 2019, and then prior to that, I was on the Board of Finance, and then prior to that, I was on the Board of Education.
Boy, if anybody's really been in the thick of things in the town of Lebanon, it's Betsy Petrie. Tell us about your experience being first selectman. That's what I meant to ask you. I know you're on the Board of Selectmen,
Right.
but what was it like being first selectman for that 4-year period?
Well, it's really a very gratifying experience to be able to work and live and be part of your community like I was as first selectman, and even now as part of the Board of Selectmen. It's no secret I love my community. I do so many things in my community, but it's really with a great team of people, whether it be at the firehouse or the Winterfest event, which we're partnering with other groups in town to actually execute the Winterfest activities, or even on the Board of Finance and the Board of Education. You surround yourself with really great people, all passionate about particular causes, and you don't have to be the smartest person in the room, but you have to know who the smartest people in the room are so that they can help you be better. And so for me, volunteering in my community is it's a lifelong passion. I've been doing it since, honestly, I was probably 14 or 15 years old in some capacity.
Yeah, you've definitely been a huge part of that town, no doubt about that. So, how many members are in the Lebanon Volunteer Fire Department as of right now?
Oh boy, I didn't really do a quick
roughly.
check, but I would say we're slightly north of 60. We have a really exceptional leadership team. We have a great fire chief named Jay Shaw, and he's been my chief for now 4.5, 5 years. Really an exceptional leader, is very much in command of the fire business, but most of what our world now is, how do you manage your people, how do you manage the expectations, how do you execute, and I think Jay's done an exceptional job for us in the community.
What does it take to be a volunteer fire, a member of the volunteer fire department in Lebanon?
So in Lebanon, we require people to be certified as an EMT or as a firefighter or as a fire police member. We'll provide that training for a person. It could take a person a full year to get fully trained in one of those fields. And then they provide value to the organization as volunteers, and they help us respond to all the calls. So it could take up to a year to be fully certified, but we really enjoy having new people join us, and when they come to us, they may come with zero experience, or they may come with more experience than anybody in our building has.
Really? You've had that? Yeah.
We have it currently, and the blend of the new talent with the existing talent is just such a great unifier when we're in a situation that's an emergency. We're all on the same level, we all work really hard, and we all sort of partner into things that we're more comfortable with. So if it's a difficult medical call, there's certain aspects of a medical call that require a little bit more hands-on outside of managing the patient. Could be with a family member, could be with other people that would be on the scene. And so our team is really good at differentiating who's really good at what and who has basically the phone and who can handle managing the circumstance without it being like crisis-like in a calm and deliberate manner. So we have really exceptional people in our organization.
Are you always looking for volunteers?
Always. We have signs all around town. We have done a really great job recruiting. We've been doing a lot of outreach at the local farmers market, and then other events in our community. We have had people come in a lot of late, and it has been very rewarding, to tell you the truth. These people are energetic, enthusiastic, come with great ideas, and through those ideas you begin change, right? You end up with different talent pool, a more experienced talent pool, fresh energy, fresh ideas, all good things.
And I'm assuming the ages range from, like as you said, you have people. Well, yeah. What is the age range? Basically?
So we do obviously have cadets. So we have a junior program, 16 to 18 years of age, and then after that, everybody all the way up until my most senior member is north of 80ish.
Wow.
And so we are fortunate to have all those levels of expertise in the building at all times.
And off the top of your head, I don't mean to keep putting you on the spot, but what would you say is the youngest person around?
Probably 20ish.
20ish. How about that?
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah. How about the relationships with the other, fire departments, volunteer fire departments? I always get confused. There's Columbia as a volunteer. Well, all the towns usually do, but then you have the Willimantic Fire Department. But there's a lot of different volunteer fire departments, right?
So Lebanon is one fire department, one building. Maybe
Right.
one day we'll be able to fix that. That would be my goal. Secondarily, Columbia Fire Department is also a volunteer agency. Franklin Fire Department, a volunteer agency. And then in the Willimantic, the Wyndhams all have their own stations. So South Wyndham, North Wyndham, Wyndham Center. Then the city of Willimantic handles all the ambulance coverage for the Wyndham villages.
That's right.
And then the city handles, of course, the city. And then adjacent to us is Hebron Fire Department. And then we do work with Bosser Fire Department. So we all have these mutual aid partnership agreements.
Gotcha.
We all
So
work together.
Lebanon is probably, more connected to Bosra or Colchester, right? Or is that because you guys are closer to them, or?
So if you look at where the Lebanon Fire Department is located, it's a haul to get to the southern part of town.
Oh, right.
So yes, we would be a mutual aid agency. It's really about the experience level of the people in your building, and so our team of people at our firehouse really come to the table with lots of experience. So they're actually, when they co-tone us to go to a different municipality, it could be because we're the next due fire company or the next due ambulance division per ambulance, or it could be because we have a certain level of talent that they know they need access to. So whether it be our technical rescue people, for instance, here in Willimantic, they have this swift water team now. If we had a swift water issue, perhaps we would reach out to the city and say, hey, can you bring a crew over here?
So
right?
everyone can help each other.
That is the goal.
Yeah.
Everyone helps
Good.
each other.
Before we get into Winterfest, we're going to spend the last few minutes really running down everything that's going on. If you could quickly take us through a life in the day of somebody at the Lebanon Volunteer Fire Department. I mean, what goes on every day there, basically?
So we're all volunteer. Our team all wears pagers, and we get activated through our dispatch center in Tolland, called TN, for either ambulance or fire or even a service call. It sets out an alert through phones and pagers, and we respond to the station, grab the appropriate apparatus, and go to the location of the call, transport a patient to a hospital, or extinguish a fire, or help with a service call. Yesterday, somebody was locked out of their residence.
Wow.
But we've had other.
Would you call a
service
locksmith
calls.
there, or?
Lockout. Well, we just get into the house.
Oh, okay,
But we've had, as you probably are aware, on the fire department's Facebook page, we've had horse rescue in the last year. We had 2 horses stuck in the mud out at a farm. We had to call in another expertise group called the Durham Animal Response Team to help us. So we had that. We do a fair amount of training in our fire department, so we've been fortunate to have this training facility built that we've fundraised for, and our team can go there pretty much at any time, and we can do live fire evolutions, rescue evolutions, so we have a very precise system that we use to actually train in those facilities. So that's sort of the average day. Monday nights are our work nights, our training nights, and Wednesday nights are our meeting nights once a month. But every day is different,
Yeah.
for sure.
Well, we can't thank you enough for the work you guys do. Wonderful job, the Lebanon Volunteer Fire Department. We're going to spend the rest of the show talking about, we might go a little over too, because there's a lot to get to with Winterfest 24 in Lebanon. Obviously, is it on the green?
Yes.
On the green this Saturday, December 7th from 2 to 8. Parade of lights and tree lighting. Tell us everything, who you're partnering up with. Let's get into. There's a lot of activities here.
So this all started about a year and a half ago. Our fire chief, Jay Shaw, said, hey, let's do a light parade on the green. So a little bit of logistical stuff has to happen, which we took care of. We sent out information to area fire departments because other towns do these fire department parades. So last year was our first year, and we had great participation. And we have such a great property to do it from, so we decided let's do it again. We'll continue to grow the event. So I partnered with the rec commission here in our community, and they came, and 3 people from there, Jasmine, Tammy, and Laura, and we, the 3 of us, plus myself, worked towards putting together this agenda of things. So we have our Lions Club in town, going to do a breakfast with Santa and a toy drive that morning. And then there's holiday fairs at the churches, so the Baptist church and the winter market at the Congregational church. And then our senior center in our community is very active. They're having their holiday bazaar and basket raffle also all day on that day. We're going to have some reindeer games on the green. We've been able to have the church bells play music from 2 to 4. The Legion Post is having a bread bowl from 4 to 7, bread bowl dinner, and then we're going to have hot chocolate, and then a lot of the musical group and talent from our town is going to participate in a variety of locations with live music, and these groups are from the schools. And then the parade light starts at 5 o'clock, culminates with the lighting of the Christmas tree here in the center of town. And then Santa will meet children inside the Congregational church. We'll have the luminaries on the green.
This is a jam-packed day.
Jam-packed. Wow. Luminaries on the green, and a bonfire managed by the fire department, provided the rain that we're getting is going to be satisfactory to let that happen. And then it's just one entire day of activities open to absolutely everybody. And we just hope people come out and enjoy it. We have moved everything to a Saturday. We think it's more of a family occasion.
Because like last year, it got bumped to a Sunday because of rain or snow.
Yeah, so in the past years, the tree lighting in Lebanon was always a Sunday night, like the first Sunday in December. For us, we felt it should be more of a family event, so we wanted to move it to a Saturday with a rain-snow date of the next day.
Now, can people just show up at this thing starting at like 2 o'clock? They just walk over to the green and take part in any of these activities?
Absolutely.
They have to sign up or what?
No sign up. The only thing you have to sign up for is the light parade. And the other good thing is everything's free, except for whatever you want to spend at a bazaar, and whatever if you want to go over to the Legion Post and get some soup and in the bread bowl. Everything here is free.
How about this? So Winterfest 24 this Saturday, December 7th on the Lebanon Green. And at the end of the night, when everything's over, Roddy will grab the mic and say, bye for now, folks. Bye for now. So is there anything else we need to know about this Saturday? Because, we're crossing our fingers for good weather, but December 8th, the following day, the Sunday, is the rain/snow date, right?
Right. So I think that really the best message here is all these groups are working together. We've been planning this since July. So we have activities at the Historical Society Museum. We have activities at the Jonathan Trumbull Jr. House and the Jonathan Trumbull House at Wadsworth Stables. So we have an element of the DAR. We have the SAR is going to have the War Office open. So it's really a collaboration of so many groups in our community trying to get everything on the same day. So between the churches, the Lions Club, the American Legion Post, the fire department, all these entities are working together to have a spectacular day.
Wow, I just can't get over it. I mean, it looks like, as I said, a jam-packed, exciting day, too. And by the way, you just mentioned library. I haven't actually been inside there yet, but it looks unbelievable.
That library
that new library,
just spectacular. And it's not really about books anymore. The library is about what happens inside the building, absent the books. Yep, you go in there and get books.
Sorry, do tell. We may go a little over.
You should go and look at their Facebook page. They have events daily and weekly. They market to all sorts of entities. They have a huge homeschooling network they support. They are incredibly busy.
It's still called the Jonathan Trumbull Library,
It
right?
is still the Jonathan Trumbull Library. But they built this beautiful addition. They expanded some of the space for young adults and for children. And they have all sorts of activities at the library, whether it be yoga, book reading, puzzles, quiet space, meditation space.
Wow.
Spectacular people there between MG and Lindsay that run the show there. Just an unbelievable property. And
Every time I drive by it, I'm like, I gotta walk in because I walk the green every now and then. It is a gorgeous facility, at least from the outside, and sounds like it's just as gorgeous on the inside. So.
Yeah, people really should follow their pages. They definitely have a lot.
So if you want to follow that page, Jonathan Trumbull Library on Facebook. And by the way, along with Jonathan Trumbull Library on Facebook, Lebanon Volunteer Fire Department has a Facebook page.
We do.
Would you guys have details about Winterfest 24?
Yes.
Can they find that on your Facebook page?
They can, and they can find the registration for the parade on there too.
There you go. We got to get that in. So if you want to register for the parade at the end of Winterfest 24, go to the Lebanon Volunteer Fire Department page. I know I'll be driving the WILI I-98.3 clown car. I say that in quotes because it's not really... Well, there is a clown driving the car. That's me. So we call it the clown cars. It kind of looks like a clown car. So we're very happy to be a part of it. Saturday, December 7th. Betsy, anybody you want to shout out and show love to besides Roddy, of course?
So I have to shout out to my team at the firehouse. So that would be my fire chief, Jay Shaw, the people working with me on the light parade, which include Carla and Sandy and Grace, Tim and Mike, and then, of course, my folks from the Rec Commission, which would be Jasmine, Laura, and Tammy. Just outstanding people. Everybody wants to have a successful day, and I think we're on the way to there.
Well, thank you for Winterfest. We're very much into your team. We're very much looking forward to it. And thank you and your team again for all you do, in the community. And as I said, you've been such a huge part of Lebanon for years. So, Betsy Petrie, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Episode 89 in the books. Don't forget, folks, we got to rack up the views. Got to get above 200 views. Starting a little war between the husband and wife. No, just kidding. So let's rack up those views. I want to thank those of you who tuned in on the radio for Hometown Threads, which is every Tuesday at 5:05 here on WILI, 1400 AM, 95.3 FM. Thanks to Liberty Bank, Be Community Kind, Tripoli Pro Clean Services, J. Matt Rupar behind the board. And, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. In the words of the great Roddy McCumber, Betsy, say it.
Bye for now, folks. Bye for now.
And that concludes another edition of Hometown Threads. Got a story for Keith? Reach out to him on Facebook by searching Keith C. Rice or email him at krice@hallradio.net. Don't forget to tune in next week on 14 WILI and 95.3 FM, as well as the Willimantic Today page on Facebook.